The Kansas City Chiefs have been a powerhouse since Patrick Mahomes stepped on the field to start in 2018. Mahomes has been on a tear to start his career like nothing we've ever seen. In 3 years, he has won an MVP, played in 2 Super Bowls, winning one and being named Super Bowl MVP. He's made the Pro Bowl every season and owns a ton of NFL records already. Fastest player to 10,000 career passing yards. Fastest player to 50 career touchdowns. Most passing yards and touchdowns through his first 50 career games, and the best quarterback rating of a career. He was groomed into a superstar quarterback with the help of Andy Reid and Alex Smith, and will likely continue to dominate the league for years to come. But suddenly, the Chiefs look like a different team. Mahomes is tossing up turnovers more than he ever has. The Chiefs can't run the ball. The defense is on pace to be the worst defense in NFL history, and they stand at just 3-4 months from narrowly losing in the Super Bowl. But what? The Chiefs have had some cracks in the road during Mahomes' tear, but they've always been swept under the rug thanks to someone pulling more weight. But 2021 has been the perfect storm. Mahomes has always been a bold player. It's what makes him so fun to watch, but a lot of those risky plays haven't gone his way as often. Instead, they've been picked. The rest of the offense is a mess, and despite trying to retool that offensive line, Kansas City can't run the ball well at all. By far the biggest problem is on the other side of the ball. That defense is absolutely horrendous. Mahomes is too good of a player not to turn it around, but if his defense is giving up 50 points per game, then there isn't too much he can do. The Chiefs have had a damn hard schedule to start the season, but those are the same teams that they'd likely see in the playoffs, and they're gonna have to get it together ASAP. But if you want more content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any daily uploads. Mahomes took the league by storm in 2018 and hasn't looked back, known for his big playability and ridiculous throws. But for what feels like the first time, defenses are making the most of his bad decisions. It's no secret that he isn't afraid to just throw the ball up and give Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce a chance to go up for it. A lot of those misses were dropped in previous seasons. Last season, he only threw 6 interceptions. However, he managed to break the NFL record for the most dropped picks in a season with 16. He got lucky often, and it's finally catching up to him. After 3 giveaways and a big loss to the Bills, Mahomes got pretty candid about the turnovers. He said that the issues start with him, and while he was a crazier player when it came to scrambling and making throws, it was time for him to reevaluate what he was doing. Yes, Mahomes was bad against Buffalo, but that was also one of the best defenses in the league. There are less excuses against a Titan team that has definitely had their ups and downs. The argument of the defense being the problem isn't valid when you only score 3 points. Mahomes left the game with a head injury very late, but he sucked before. The game was already over. He completed 20 of 35 passes, threw an interception, and fumbled twice. The defense was bad and gave up 27 points, but the entire team put up a miserable performance. Everyone is part of the problem, including Patrick Mahomes. But I am still willing to bet that he'll rebound and continue to be an elite offensive weapon. It hasn't been a promising start, but there still isn't an actual reason to really worry about Mahomes just yet. But you can definitely go ahead and worry about the offense. The Chiefs tried to completely retool their offensive line in the offseason after the departures of Eric Fisher and Mitchell Schwartz. On paper, they've actually improved by bringing in Joe Thuney and Orlando Brown, but there have been plenty of early bumps in the road in the run game. Against the Bills, the Chiefs' leading rusher was Mahomes. That's not ideal. Before going down due to injury against Buffalo, Clyde Edwards-Helaire had just 13 yards on 7 carries. When you have the trio of Mahomes, Hill, and Kelce, you're going to be a pass-heavy team, and nobody doubts that the Chiefs have insane passing talent, but the run game still has a long way to go, but not as far to go as the defense. I don't even know where to start with the Chiefs' defense. They are painfully bad, but not just the worst in the league, on pace to be the worst in NFL history. Not only could Kansas City not stop Josh Allen, but they haven't been able to stop anyone. The Chiefs have given up at least 27 points per game. From the outside looking in, one may think that the defense could actually be good based on their star power, Tyrann Mathieu, Chris Jones, and Frank Clark, but the rest of the defense is putrid. But no one's been as bad as Daniel Sorensen. He has been so bad that fans made a GoFundMe to raise money for the Chiefs to buy him out. Sorensen had 12 missed tackles in the first 5 games and hasn't been good in coverage at all. He's far from the only issue on that side of the ball, but he is maybe the easiest one to pinpoint. Everything does need context though, and Kansas City has had a tough schedule. The Chiefs had a narrow loss to the Ravens, followed up by a 6-point loss to Justin Herbert and the Chargers. And most recently, well, they looked terrible against the Bills and then the Titans. So the losses haven't been too bad. But if it wasn't for a massive Browns choke in week 1, Kansas City would be 2-5 and freaking out even more than they are now. The schedule is starting to get much easier, but there are still plenty of tough battles remaining. I mean, come on, would you take the Chiefs over the Cowboys or Packers in the next few weeks? I mean, honestly, I definitely wouldn't. The idea that the Chiefs are a bad football team is overblown. They still have Mahomes, Hill, Kelsey, and Reed leading the way. They're a good football team, but they aren't better than the great football teams. Kansas City isn't Buffalo, Arizona, Tampa Bay, or even Green Bay right now. Kansas City's a good team that isn't great, which brings up a bigger question surrounding its future. But what is going to happen when the band finally gets broken up? Mahomes is an all-time talent, but nobody's going to disagree that he got put into one of the best situations of any rookie quarterback ever. He got to sit behind a solid starting quarterback on a playoff team, got drafted by one of the best coaches in the league, got paired with the best tight end in the league, and has one of the best wide receivers in the league. Mahomes signed a $400 million deal. That's a ton of money, and it is going to lead to not being able to fill out positions around the field, and that's not his fault. There is a reason that the Patriots were able to have such a good roster with Tom Brady for so long. He took pay cuts. Now look, I'm not saying that Mahomes should take a pay cut. I mean, come on, get your bag, bro. But it does create a very interesting salary cap issue for the future. You tie up a lot of salary into Hill and Kelsey, leaving a lot less for the rest of the team, especially the defense. Kansas City has surprisingly been able to keep the band together this long, but it is going to create holes around the roster, and there isn't anything they can do about that. Another huge question is Andy Reid. I doubt he's going anywhere anytime soon, but it will be interesting to see how the offense runs post-Reid. Mahomes is a super talented player, and he's going to elevate those around him no matter what. But what does his career look like without an elite coach, wide receiver, and tight end? We saw how much he struggled without a solid offensive line in last year's Super Bowl loss. It doesn't matter how good of a quarterback you are, you need help. The good news? Well, he's going to have that elite help around him for the foreseeable future, and they're going to help him bounce back, I'm sure. The talent of Patrick Mahomes, coupled with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelsey, is too elite of an offensive pairing not to succeed. It's been a tough early stretch, but that's going to get easier, and we'll probably be talking about the Chiefs as a potential Super Bowl team again before we know it. But if the defense keeps playing as poorly as it has, it's going to keep Kansas City from being a true great team in the NFL. Hey, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a daily upload. Go follow us on TikTok, where we're going to be uploading content all season long, and check us out on Instagram and Twitter to interact with us and stay up to date with all things NFL.
Something about the girl that just makes my head wanna twirl. Oh, you got me